Welcome, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and those who have yet to make up their minds. I am your host, JustJack.com, coming to you live from sunny, well, not so sunny. It's a little sunny, a little dark, a little gloomy over here in sunny San Diego, but hey, full of dead people. Just kidding. Well, yeah, I guess so. Lots of living people who are dead inside. You can say that. We're in quarantine right now. Life sucks. But anyways, life is what you make it. What am I supposed to say? If you're watching this, you are catching the replay. So make sure you go ahead and put hashtag replay in there. If you're not signed up for our newsletter, we welcome you to sign up for our newsletter at justjack.com, JUSSTJACK. Now let's get on, .com. Let's get on with the show. Today, our topic is the art of allowing. The art of allowing. We are in right now a season of change. Lots and lots and lots of change. Huge change, monumental change. And one of my leaders even said, change is inevitable. And you may want to write that down. By the way, when you come in here, say, hey girl, hey, I'm in here. Let me know where you're coming from. Give us some emojis, give us some hearts, give us some love. Slay, if this is your first time, if this is your not your first time. We're talking about the art of allowing. Through all this change, people become uneasy. Let's just face it, people become crazy, okay? When change happens, people become crazy, especially depending on what star sign they are, what part of the zodiac sign they are, right? Like Tauruses. Tauruses hate change. They do not like change. Hello, Maxine O'Toole. Hey, girl, hey. Hello, Leslie Morgan Newsom. Hey, girl, hey. If you guys are watching the live or the replay, go ahead and share down there somewhere. And if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe and push that little ringy dingy bell for the notifications. Let's get on with the show. Hello, Keela. Hey, girl. Hey. Okay. So with all this change that's happening, the world around us is going crazy. We're in change not only in our own country, we are in global change. Global change. And we want to talk about the art of allowing because when we see all this change and when we see people losing their mind and the muggles, the humans, are losing their crap, their shit, right? They're losing their minds. When we see all this happening, we can either step into all that with them and join the circus, or we can take a step back and say, you know what, not my circus, not my monkeys. I'm going to tap in to the art of allowing. A while back, probably around 2003, 2004, I was on a ride. I was a teenager, so probably like 2003. I was with the preacher's wife, and she was taking me home, and we were going through the neighborhood of San Diego. And there were two guys holding hands. And she said, this makes me sick. And I looked over at her. I was like, why? Why does that make you sick? And she said, because it's a sin and this and that and all kinds of BS, right? And here I am, questioning my own sexuality, thinking, well, I was looking at them thinking, well, hey, I want to try that one day. But, she was getting so frazzled. She was like, I cannot believe what this world is turning into, and there's sin everywhere, and sin is running rampant, and the devil is taking over. And I was like, girlfriend, calm down. Like, are you really going to let that take your peace? Those people don't care about you. Those people don't even know that you exist. Why do you care so much about what they're doing in their life? I said, girlfriend, get used to it. A change is among us right now. And she said, I will not get used to it. And I said, well, then that's your own prerogative. That's on you. If you want to let somebody else take your own peace of mind, take your own peace because of what they choose to do in their bedroom, or even worse, who they choose to lay their head with at the end of the night? Why? Why? No one cares who you're sleeping with. No one cares what you and the preacher do behind closed doors. Lord only knows what you and the preacher do behind closed doors. I think preachers are some of the kinkiest people, if you ask me. But hey, who's asking me? I shouldn't be talking about that, but I went there. And fast forward to now. Now we have gay marriage. Now it's normal to see two men holding each other's hands, or two women holding each other's hands, or two men even embracing, even if they're not sexually attracted to each other. I think we should normalize men telling their friends that they love them. I think we should normalize women telling their friends, I love you. I think we should normalize gay boys telling other gay boys, I see you, sister. Work it, girl. I love you. I love the magic that you possess in this world. I love the creative process that you are able to tap into to bring out your own human experiences, to express yourself, to love. I think that's very important. 2013 to 2027, I think, are the changeover years. There's going to be lots of change. So if you can't handle it in 2020, you guys better lace up your boots and you better fasten your seatbelts, because it's going to be a bumpy ride. Depending on what ride you decide to go on. Like I said earlier, you can go into all the movements, you can go into all of the fights, and you can go into all of the wars, and you can go into this, and you can go into that, and you can go into that, and that fight, and that fight, and that fight. And I'm not saying not to fight. I think fighting is very crucial for most people in this world. I think it is important that if you have a voice, that you go out there and you let your voice be heard. I think that it's important that if you have no fear, then you go out there and you stand on the front lines. But let me tell you what, I stand on the front lines of love! Exclamation point. That's what I choose to stand on the front line, signs of love. And even one of my friends was telling me recently, he says, why don't you, join this movement? And why don't you join that movement? And why aren't you, using your voice and using your platform for this, that, and the other? Aren't you angry, Jack? Aren't you angry? I said, honey, darling, of course I'm angry. I'm pissed. I'm angry. Of course I'm angry. But I've been angry for a long time. And the difference between my anger is that a long time ago, I had to take that anger, harness that anger, and transform it, and find it inside of me to transform it into a place of love. Remember, energy is just changed and shifted from one place to another. So if you have all this negative energy, as some would call it, coming into your vibrational frequency, and all of this negative energy coming around you, that's fine. But what you going to do with it, Queen? What are you going to do with it? You're going to sit there and mope? You're going to sit there and fight and curse and, fight brother against brother against brother? Let me tell you something. When we fight, when one suffers, we all suffer. And when we fight somebody else, we are ultimately fighting our own selves, because we are all one. We are all one, and that is a tough pill to swallow, because I know that we look at some people and we think that cannot be part of me. But it is. And we look at some people, if a man wants to act ignorant, allow him to act ignorant. Because at the same time, when we speak good fortune into others, we speak good fortune into ourselves. So we have to transform that energy and give it out as rockets of desires and rockets of love and rockets of peace, the peace that surpasses all understanding. I don't know why I'm so peaceful. I live in 2020 right now. We're all in quarantine, right? I don't know why I'm so peaceful, but in the words of Sam J. Cortez, my peace is an amalgamation of every influence that has ever come into my life. That's where my peace comes from. And when we think of different influences that have come into our life, Tina Turner, Cher, Dolly Parton, powerful women have always come into our life. And the great thing is, these powerful women, they've always allowed themselves to step more and more and more into their fullest potential, into their life's mission. Remember, and they didn't let no one tell them otherwise. Remember when Dolly was opening Dollywood, she had a manager actually at a meeting, and the manager said, you should stick to country music. You don't need to open an amusement park. You're going crazy. And what did she do? She fired his butt. She fired him. And identify your dream killers and fire them. Get them out of you, especially now. And you don't have to be mean, and you don't have to say, oh, I just vibe on a different frequency than you do. You don't have to put somebody else down in order to raise yourself up. You can say, you know what? You're here, queen. You're here. I may have met you way over here, and we got to this space now, but I'm going over there. And where I'm going, you cannot go with me, because where I'm going someplace alone. Someplace that is going to make me go not only within, but also go to ascend into my fullest, highest potential. You see? And where I go, you cannot come with me, because the road is not two ways. The road is one way, and that's my way. It may not be the straight and narrow. It may not be what you think is the good for all mankind, but you know what? It works. It works well. It works well for me, because I create it. Because ultimately, it's not so much that I created, I chose it for myself. This is what I choose to allow myself to do. I love the art of allowing, because when you allow yourself to be in full alignment with who you are, and when you allow yourself to surrender, and when you allow yourself to say, here I am, send me, I'll go. I don't care how tough it is. I don't care if the road is crazy. I don't care if I have to, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Why? Because I chose it. It's my life's purpose. It's my life's destiny. And I allow other people to be themselves. I always tell people, I say, you do you. Just you do you. You do you, boo. You want to smoke, drink, dance the hoochie coo? You do you. You want to get up on tables and dance? You do you. You want to get drunk and act crazy and act the fool? Go ahead, you do you. But please, please, just as I allow you to do you, allow me to do me. And quite frankly, so many people have always come up to me and told me, you know, you should be doing this with your life, or you should be doing this with your life, or you should be doing that with your life. And I'm like, yeah, well, it sounds nice and all fine and dandy, but this is what I'm choosing to do with my life at this moment in time. What are you allowing to do with yours? Is a good question that I have to ask people, because they're always talking about you, right? They're always talking about you. Of course they're talking about you, especially when you're doing something different in this world. They're talking about you. Why? Because if they talked about themselves, nobody would be entertained, nobody would listen, and nobody would give a rat's patella, because they're not that interesting. People who are doing things to change their life, they're very interesting. People who are allowing other people to do what they want to do and still remain peaceful and loving and on a high vibration, they're doing things with their life. But you know what? Those people are also getting criticized. They're also getting criticized. Dolly Parton said, when you give yourself to the public, you give all of yourself to the public. That means they're all going to have their own opinion about you, and they're all going to criticize you. They're going to find every flaw, but guess what? Usually people who want to give constructive criticism, they've never constructed anything in their entire life, so I don't listen to them. Usually people who are criticizing haven't done anything different in this world for them to be criticized. So of course it's easy for them to do it to you. Let me tell you something else. You will never find monuments of the world's best critics ever. They come a dime a dozen. Anybody can criticize. Anybody can criticize. But who can do in this world? There's a lot of people running their mouth. A lot of people telling you what you should do. A lot of people saying, well, if I was you, I would do this. Well, you know what? You're not me. So how about you get up off your behind and you actually do something with your life instead of telling me how to run mine? Why don't you allow me to be me and I'll allow you to be you, even if that means sitting on your butt, watching Jenny Jones, eating bonbons all day. If that's what you want to do, be my guest. Be my guest. Most people are in quarantine right now. Most people have the option to grow and expand or stay on a low vibration. Let me tell you this. The new world, the earth is shifting constantly. Like I said, 2013 to 2027 are the changeover years. If you haven't heard Barbara Marciniak channel The Palladians, you may want to go listen to her. You may want to read Bringers of the Dawn by Barbara Marciniak. She talks a lot about the new earth and the new world and all that fun stuff. But we're going into the shifting of the earth into the age of Aquarius. Okay. The shifting of not only the earth, the shifting of human existence as we know it, also entering the fifth dimension. And if you haven't done the dimensions class, it's like a 30-minute class, but we'll give that out to you for a small price, a small fee, because that one has a price tag on it. But the new earth does not care that you want to stay on a low vibe. It's going to leave without you. The new earth, the new world, the earth, Mother Earth, does not care if she takes human beings with her into the next phase. She doesn't. Why do you think we see so many deaths? And we're going to continue to see so many deaths. We are going to have to honor and appreciate the power that we embody. And we're going to have to appreciate and be grateful for the bodies that that hold the soul, you could say. And we want to start doing things that are going to raise our vibrational frequency. What are you doing to raise your vibrational frequency? Reading good books, listening to good music, putting on Richard Simmons and doing the sweating to the oldies, you know. Dun, 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 dun. I love my Richard Simmons. I was doing Richard Simmons this morning. My sister came over and she brought me some, well, I don't even know. I call it crack tea because it just puts me in a mood. And from Herbalife or something, you know, she's one of those, the weight loss stuff. And I love doing my Richard Simmons. And look at, because I was doing Richard Simmons, and then I did the meditations with Miss Nikki Simches in Pivot with Purpose. And now I'm here talking to you wonderful people, talking out of my butt, talking about the art of allowing, right? And you just find different things to raise your vibrational frequency. Yes, you can be in a mood for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, shit. Give yourself 45 minutes to be in a nasty mood. But are you really going to waste a day being in a mood? No, I don't think so. People say, when's the last time you had a bad day, Jack? I said, I don't have bad days. I have bad moments. And I just had one a little while ago when some little girl pissed me off. I'm just playing. No one's pissed me off this morning yet. It's only 10:30. We'll see where the day goes. But even if people do piss me off, the Buddha doodle that I shared this morning on Instagram and Facebook said something along the lines of, in everything, do it with love. And even if I need to rip a little girl a new behind, I'm going to do it with love. Even if I need to, you know, RuPaul says this. RuPaul says, our intention is always to come from a space of love. But sometimes you just got to let a mother effer know, okay? And sometimes you just got to put people in their place and say, no, you cannot treat me that way. No, I will not allow you to treat me any way other than how I'm supposed to be treated. No, if you are not, I only give out love. And so therefore, if something else comes to me that is not love, that is not mine. You can keep that, boo-boo. You can shove that right back in your pocket. You can take your 2 cents and put it right back in your pocket because I don't want it. I don't desire it. It's not for me. Okay, I went off on a big tangent. But my point is, what I wanted to share today was that when you allow yourself to step more and more into your life's mission, your life's purpose, divine order, as you will call it, some will call it. When you allow that to happen, no one knows what the universe is going to bring into your vibrational frequency, but it's up to you to allow it to happen. It's up to you to say, you know what, I have a heart that is beating, and I allow it to just beat. You don't think, oh, I'm going to let my heart beat this morning. No, your heart just beats. You don't say to your lungs, you know what, lungs, I'm going to allow you guys to breathe today. No, you just allow the lungs. Why can't we begin to allow ourselves to step moment by moment, inch by inch, step by step, day by day, into who we know, till we know that we came to this world to become. We are going to be having a live with Johanna Jean White on Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so we welcome you to come hang out with us during that live. We want to welcome you to subscribe to our newsletter at justjack.com with 2 S's. Go ahead and share down there, and if you want to collect the $1 offer that we're promoting, it will be in the description box, or message me and I'll send it to you. Lots and lots and lots of love to all of you guys. I'll see you on the flip side. Bye, Felicia.